Welcome to Other Units of Time. Today we are going to talk about other units of time such as months, days, weeks, and seconds. Remember to think about 2 questions or thoughts while you watch the video. Here we go. The second is another unit of time. We've been talking a lot about minutes and hours. Today we're going to talk a few moments about seconds. As I'm sure all of you know, 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So let's use that information to solve these next 2 problems. What is the missing number? 52 seconds plus how many seconds equals 1 minute? Well, we know that if we have to get to 1 minute, that 60 seconds equals 1 minute. If we already have 52 seconds, how many more seconds do we need to make 60? Hopefully you said 8. Let's look at the next problem. 1 minute minus how many seconds equals 41 seconds? Again, we know that 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So 60 seconds minus how many seconds equals 41? I like to use a mental math strategy here, thinking that if I took 60 minus 40, I would get 20 seconds. But I know that I was supposed to take away 41 seconds, not 40. So instead of it being 20, it's going to be 19. Now we're going to take a look at this diagram. We begin in the top box with 3 minutes and 25 seconds. You can see at the very bottom we need to end up with the answer in only seconds. So let's break out the 3 minutes and 25 seconds into minutes and seconds. On the right side, we know we already have 25 seconds. So what we need to do now is convert 3 minutes into seconds. We know that 60 seconds is in 1 minute. So if we have 3 minutes, how many seconds do we have? We have 180. Again, a shortcut is to think about 3 times 6 instead of 3 times 60. We know 3 times 6 is 18. But since we were really multiplying 60, we add that 0 to the end, and now we have 180 seconds. Then we need to add the 25 seconds from the other side. A good mental math strategy would be to do 180 plus 20, that gives us 200, and then we add the 5 more, and that gives us 205 seconds. On this next problem, we need to convert 165 seconds into minutes and seconds. As you can see, I've broken down 165 seconds into 120 seconds and 45 seconds. Why do you think I've done it this way? Think about that for a moment. Well, since we have to convert the seconds to minutes, I thought it would be helpful to be able to divide as many of the seconds as we can by 60, because again, 60 seconds are in a minute. So we know that 120 divided by 60 gives us how many minutes? It gives us 2 minutes. And then we are left with our 45 seconds on the other side. So 165 seconds equals 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Now we're going to talk for a moment about years and months. And in this exercise, we need to match the red years and months on the left side to simply months on the right side. Let's start with the first one, 2 years, 4 months. We know there are 12 months in 1 year. So if we have 2 years, how many months is that? Well, that would be 12 plus 12, or you could think of it as 12 times 2, and that's 24. So 24 months plus those extra 4 months would give us 28 months. So I'll match those two up. Next, let's look at 1 year and 10 months. Again, we know there are 12 months in 1 year. So for this, we just have to add 12 months plus the extra 10 months, and that gives us 22 months. Then we have 3 years and 1 month. We can do 12 times 3, and that gives us 36, plus the extra month is 37. And last but not least, we have 2 years, 9 months. We can do 12 times 2, because there are 12 months in a year, and that gives us 24, plus 9 equals 33. Now we're going to talk about weeks and days. Let's change 2 weeks, 6 days into only days. Well, let's start with the weeks. We know there are 7 days in a week, so 2 weeks would give us 14 days. 14 days plus those extra 6 days equals 20 days. And then 22 days, we have to convert that into weeks and days. Well, since we know there are 7 days in a week, we can divide 22 days divided by 7, and that would give us weeks. And we know that 22 divided by 7 equals 3 remainder 1. So that would mean we had 3 weeks and 1 day. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on other units of time. Please remember to post 2 questions or thoughts on Edmodo. Be very specific with your comments and keep up the great work.